Welcome back to the Comic Book Savant YouTube channel. I'm your host, James Harris. In this episode, we're going to be doing recommended reads for Comixology Unlimited for June 2019. I do apologize about this video being extremely late. I went on a vacation for about 9 days or so. Before I left, they had not released what the picks were. And since I got back, I've been playing catch up with creating content for the YouTube channel and the podcast. So I'm just getting around to getting this filmed and out to you. And I know I normally get them out way earlier, and we're almost at the end of the month. So another video will be coming up for July. So I do apologize for that. But that's what we're going to be covering in this episode. So if you like the content I do create on the channel, if you haven't subscribed already, definitely subscribe. Hit the subscribe button down below. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you've watched the previous videos and you enjoyed the content on the channel. Do that as well. And if you haven't already, make sure you click the bell notification down below as well, so you're notified when these new videos drop on the YouTube channel. Now, with all that being said, let's get into the list. I have about 5 books recommended that I'm going to recommend in this video from Comixology Unlimited. This month was a relatively good month. Last month was, it varies from month to month with the books they're adding and what I feel like is really good value to recommend out to your guys. The first book that I want to talk about is Batman Gotham by Gaslight. This was, if I remember correctly, this is one of the first Elseworld story that had the Elseworld tag on it. This was an original graphic novel that was released back in 1989 by Brian Augustine, and Mike Mignola was doing the pencil work on it. This is before he later went off and created Hellboy and became a massive creator in his own right. And it was a original graphic novel short story. Like I said, the first that carried the imprint of Elseworld for DC. That was an original story that wasn't set in the main continuity of the DC universe. This a animated film that I reviewed, and I will make sure I'll put the link here for you guys. I did a review last year or earlier this year. No, last year actually. DC did a animated adaptation of Gotham by Gaslight, and like I said, I'll have the review, the link to the movie review here for you. And it was a very good adaptation. I've never read the original. It had been out of print and hard to find. So now with Comixology Unlimited and it being digital, that's great. So I can finally read the original story. It's a short story. I think it's only about 49 or 50 pages long. So this is something you can sit down and one read. Now, since I never read the original, I heard comparisons when the animated movie came out. I liked it. Some people said it was better than the actual original source material. So it's good now that it's made available on here that I can go back and read it and I can do my own comparison on which one is better. But I really enjoyed, the animated film. It was done extremely well. And they had additional content because this was a short story. And I think this was like an hour, or a little bit over an hour long for the animated film. So they added supplemental material to lengthen out the story. And again, I liked the take on it, not having read the original source material. Next up on the list is going to be Phoenix Resurrection, The Return of Jean Grey. This is a more recent book, and right now this is a perfect timing for this to drop on Comixology Unlimited with X-Men Dark Phoenix just not recently being released. If you go back and check the playlist, one of the last videos I did was a recommended reads episode based on the X-Men. So it's good that they're in its with X-Men Dark Phoenix recently dropping in theaters a couple of weeks ago. Perfect timing for this to drop. This is a recent story that I think that was dropped in 2018 that was bringing the original Jean Grey back into main continuity. So this was like a 5 or 6 issue miniseries that's collected in the trade here. So it's great that you, again, if you watched Dark Phoenix and you wanted some more background information on Jean Grey and her connection to the Phoenix Force, this is a great, really up-to-date recent story that you can pick up here and check out. Next up on the list is going to be X-Men Mutant Genesis. This is a must read for anyone that's an X-Men fan. This is when the X-Men was in their heyday in the early 90s, when Jim Lee was still over at Marvel. He launched this book. This book sold over 1 million copies. This was a mega success. This was a relaunching of the X-Men when he broke out to the blue and gold teams, with phenomenal Jim Lee artwork. This was just one of the hottest books. This trade covers like the first 6 or 7 issues of that run. Magneto in all his glory, and just beautiful artwork by Jim Lee. Good storytelling by Chris Claremont. This was like the pinnacle of really what put the X-Men on the map in the 90s and really blew it up and propelled them as being one of the favorites in the MCU and the comic book world anyway. So this is definitely a must read if you've never read this, these first issues of that X-Men series. It's definitely worth picking up and checking out. Definitely worth your time. Next up, I have for you Vision Volume 1, A Little Bit Worse Than Man. And this is the award-winning series written by Tom King before he went over to DC. This was released around 2015, 2016, and won major awards. It was a 12-issue maxi series, kind of like what he's done recently over at DC with Miracle Man. That was a 12-issue maxi series. This is the same thing, but this is the first volume of that. So it's cool that you can get it as a part of your Comixology Unlimited subscription, that you can pick up at least the first trade to see if you like it. I picked up the complete volume on sale a little while ago. I hadn't had a chance to read it, but I have read the Miracle Man series and reviewed it here on the channel. So again, I can put a little link here to that review if you're interested in my thoughts on Tom King's work on that. But again, this was a lot of people raved about this book. It's on my stack to read. Once I read it, I will be doing a review on the channel on that. But definitely, this is a highly sought after book. I've heard nothing but good things about it, which is why when it was on sale, I picked it up. So I thought this would definitely be a good recommendation if you haven't read any Tom King's work and you wanted to check it out. So definitely worth a moment to pick it up. And last but not least on my list for you guys is Transformers Volumes 1 through 3 of Lost Light. This is the IDW series. IDW has knocked it out with their licensed work up to date. They have the Transformers license. They had the G.I. Joe license. I think they also had Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and everything that I've read through IDW for these licensed properties are just extremely well done. So once I saw this series, and they actually had the first 3 volumes, because I hear so many people talk about or hit me up in the comments sometimes saying, I would try Comixology Unlimited, but I feel like, they kind of get you in and they only have the first trade available like on Comixology Unlimited, and then I have to buy the rest of the books. Well, right here alone, I'm telling you, they got volume 1, 2, and 3. Even if you get those first 3 volumes and you want to continue on with the series and then you have to start buying stuff, you got the first 3 volumes. So if you're looking at, per trade, normally it's 5 to 6 issues per trade. You're getting, 18 issues into the series before you would have to spend anything out of pocket. You can't complain about that. I haven't personally read Lost Light, but I have read some of IDW's other Transformer work. I've been picking up their IDW Ultimate collections of the Transformer series, and they've been collecting like the original series they've done. Then they've done phase 2, and they're continuing on and with all these other branch off series. And like I said, I've read some of the original stuff and loved it, so that's why I can highly recommend it. IDW does great jobs with licensed content. They really do. It's well worth the time to pick up and read. Like I said, everything out from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to Star Trek, all their licensed content I've enjoyed thoroughly, so I can recommend it off the strength of everything I've read from them when it comes to these kind of properties previously. So again, this is a shorter episode, but those were my 5-ish top picks for books for you to check out this month of June 2019 for Comixology Unlimited if you're subscribed to the service. Definitely worth your time if you're subscribed to the service. If you're not subscribed to Comixology Unlimited and say you're outside of the country, because I get this a lot as well, Comixology Unlimited unfortunately is not available outside of the US yet. If you are curious about how you can get comics, this is Kindle Unlimited, because this is actually available in other countries. I've gotten so many questions about this. I try to find some kind of workaround to help you guys get access to comics. Though it's not Comixology Unlimited, they do have a reduced library of books that you can get in a similar service. If you get the Kindle Unlimited service, they do have comics available for you to check out, similar to what a Comixology Unlimited is. Since I don't know what the stipulations or what the holdup is for making for Amazon to be able to roll out Comixology Unlimited in a wider scale, but this is kind of a workaround that you can still get comics. I think Kindle Unlimited is like either $7.99 or $9.99 a month, so it's a little bit more expensive than Comixology Unlimited, because Comixology Unlimited is what $5.99 before tax, so around $6.50 with tax. So you're paying a little bit more, but the cool thing is you get books as well as comic books and graphic novels through Kindle Unlimited. So what I will do, I will drop an affiliate link down at the bottom. And, if you're outside of the US and you're thinking of, you want to access some comics digitally, and you run into this wall of, you can't use Comixology, this is a workaround. So if you had Kindle Unlimited available in your country, I'll have the links down below. You can sign up for it. Again, it's an affiliate link. So if you click on that link, it does help me a little bit. So that helps support the channel. So if you do that, I appreciate it. But that's all I have for you guys for this episode of Comic Book Savant. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said earlier in the video, if you like the content, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Also, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. If you know anyone that's interested in comics that might like this video, please share it out to anyone that you think that might enjoy the content. And also click the bell notification. I try to keep these videos coming out every week with some form of content, comic book related content on the channel. Also, I do a podcast. If you're unfamiliar with that, it's the Comic Book Savant podcast. Also, if you see from the shirt that I'm wearing, I have merch as well. All the links to the merchandise, the website for you to get to the podcast, all that will be down in the description box below this video. So definitely check it out. We just crossed a good a wonderful milestone on the channel. We just surpassed 350 subs. We're on the road trying to hit 1,000. I try to set high goals. I'm looking to try to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So I need your guys' help. This is #road to 1,000. So if you haven't subscribed, do so. And if you know anyone that like comic book related content, send them over this way and let them know, that it's good content here. So you can add them on to the subscription list. Again, that's all I have for you guys for this video. I'm your host, James Harris. This is the Comic Book Savant YouTube channel. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Be safe and take care.